everybody, and welcome to another episode of Every Day's a Train Wreck with your conductress, Marley Major. And I have a terrific guest for you, my very longtime friend. We have worked together for a gazillion years, and she is a fabulous chef, Aricia Alvarado. She is also a restaurateur, and we're going to have a lot of fun because she was talking to me right before about how it's been about her personal journey. And then we're going to talk about, yes, one of those journeys. So please welcome to the show, Aricia. Aricia, thanks for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. It's such a treat. Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, you're like very much like right at the beginning of my list when I was starting the podcast. I was
Oh
like
my
making
God.
lists and I was
Wow.
like, oh, this will be awesome.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
Arisa, tell us where you are based and kind of what you do, your background, the whole deal.
All right. Well, I kind of do a little bit of a lot. I
Yeah,
dabble in many things, but mainly,
that's why you're on
obviously,
the show.
yeah. So I'm based out of Alhambra, call it San Gabriel Valley. Obviously, I'm not limited to that place. I have a catering business, I have a restaurant, and I have been a chef for the entirety of my life. I've also dabbled in fashion, and now I don't know. It's kind of I do flowers. I do all things ambiance and
Ambiance. That's a great way to
ambiance.
put it. I love
Yeah.
that because it's not just lifestyle, it's
No.
ambiance.
Yeah.
That's a huge distinction. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, where's your restaurant so that we can plug it?
So it's in Alhambra. It's a tiny little pizzeria. We acquired it 7 years ago. It's been there since 1982. So I can't say it's originally mine. The only thing
Who
I can say,
cares?
well, I mean, it's a red sauce Italian restaurant, and we took it over because it was right down the street from our house. It was perfect timing, and that's pretty much all that has to do with the restaurant. It's a cute little place, it's comfy, and
Does it have a name?
it's called Genovese's.
Okay. Well, there we
Yeah,
go. Okay. So now in case anybody wants to go see you, they can. I love it.
yeah, yeah.
Now, when you say we, who's the we?
So my husband Hugo Molina,
Who is
and
like, Google that, Mr. Famous. Yeah. That is a
yeah,
no fooling around chef. And
yeah.
so is he at the restaurant with you? What is he up to?
Well, I mean, at this point, he's not there every day, but he guides the guys, and he comes in and out,
Yeah.
really. I mean, he's not necessarily working the line anymore.
Yes. Thank God.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
God.
God. Yeah. But he does help me with the catering part of it. So there's two separate businesses that happen out of that kitchen. The other one is Alchemy Kitchen, which is really my signature, my baby. I gave birth to her. I say her. She's such a female, like embodied version of what I do, who I am. Just I bring in the spread, the beauty, California, fresh farmers market stuff, and a lot of inspirational things that happen in the kitchen between the both of us. So he's there, I'm there. We do a lot of things, but mainly I concentrate on the catering part of it.
And you have a daughter.
We have a daughter. She's
And
a
I don't
young
even
woman
want to
now.
know. How old is she?
Do
I'm
you want to date?
scared.
Listen, I'm not
God.
afraid to age. I'm not afraid to say my age, but she's 26.
Oh,
And yeah.
God. There's no way. I have known you for a really long time.
Yeah, yeah,
That is
yeah.
crazy.
That's how
Wow.
far we go, you and I.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, a
Yeah.
lot. God, that is crazy. And so does she help you with the business? Or is
Yeah,
she
she does. Yeah. She's a major hustler. I mean, she's a yoga teacher, she's a personal trainer, but she hustles, and she's like, "But if I make more money with you, I'll be with you."
Yeah, I get it.
Um,
I get it.
yeah, she's an Ayurvedic practitioner as well. Yeah, so we kind of she and I started the journey, the yoga journey. Rather, I should say I included her in my yoga journey
Oh,
when she was
nice. Okay, good.
yeah,
There we go.
'cause yeah, I've been practicing yoga since I was in my early mid-20s,
Really?
And when she was going through, teenagers, they the
Yes, I
tough
do.
the incredible growing pains. So I brought her to my studio and I was like, "You should try this. I think you would like it." And she got into it, and lo and behold, she became a yoga teacher and then went on
That's
to
crazy.
practice Ayurveda, which is an incredible, beautiful lifestyle and holistic medicine from India for, 5,000 years old. So to answer your question, yeah, she does work for me when I need her, I pull her. Of course,
Yeah. Of course, I mean, yeah, like, it's all hands on deck. That's how the food
Exactly.
business is, and
That's
I
right.
it probably will be forever. Now, I should have her on the podcast now that you're talking about Ayurveda, I love that. How did
Yeah.
she just out of curiosity, how did she just came to that from the yoga piece?
Yeah, so the yoga piece, and then she just, I don't know, as a kid even, she was always into like herbs and doing infusions and things. And I think it
Mm,
mainly mimicked what I was doing, which was
right,
at that time I was doing a lot of mixology and, just using herbs and doing a lot of smashes and infusions and things in the kitchen, experimenting at home.
right.
And I think she kind of, and also because, we can trace that back to our grandmothers or her grandmother on Hugo's side, or Hugo's mom, and my
Yeah,
grandmother, my maternal grandmother. We were all very much raised in nature, and obviously we're from Central America, so we didn't rely on necessarily Western doctors. We'd go to the
mhm.
yard, or my grandmother would cure people from the trees and the herbs. And so I think that I want to say that that really inspired her, learning about that and like how to heal and how to change your how to, I don't know, like tap into what's already in us, in our nature.
Are you and Ugo from the same place or no?
No,
I
we're
forget,
actually, well, we're both from Central America. He's from
right?
Guatemala and I'm from Nicaragua.
Ah, right, right,
Yeah.
right, right, right,
We're
okay.
like a couple of countries away, but
Yeah. Got it, and wow, that's amazing,
yeah.
and it's just so interesting that yeah, the DNA, right, with what we're interested in.
Yeah,
That's
it's
very,
incredible.
very cool, and it probably literally was in her DNA from just watching you and
Mhm.
being curious and all that kinda
Yeah.
stuff. I love it, and so how do you because I've always known you as somebody who's a very creative chef,
Mm.
very, like, with it in terms of what's going on. I mean, you're not the person to call for like the boring chicken dinner. I mean, maybe I'm sure you do it if you're had your hands tied behind your back, but you're like the cool one who, and with Ugo too, obviously an amazing chef. He's older than you are. I can say that because I know my
Yeah,
husband was a lot older than I was. So
yeah,
we were in the same boat with that.
yeah.
But how is your kind of how you cook and how you present things and what you present, how has it evolved over the years? Like with the how you cater now or how you
Yeah.
present food now?
I need to acknowledge that the fact that you were a huge inspiration to me.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's
you
amazing.
really incredible. Like when you and I were working together, it was almost as if you were like that conduit for me. In that I was young and I was sort of trying to figure things out, and suddenly watching your work and doing like things that were just so incredibly creative, and you would just,
Thank you.
it influenced me. So I want to say that you opened the door, and it was almost like it was a permission to allow me to tap into that creativity. So to now the way I do things is I don't like doing things that are conventional whatsoever. They have to be practical, obviously, but I just feel like food has to speak to your eyes. It's a piece of art, and
Mhm.
it's the one thing that we can take with us. I want to say, if we want to go in a little bit deeper in philosophy of
Yeah,
food and how, because truly, when you think about at the end of our lives, what do we take? We take the food that we eat, the
right,
experiences that we have, the amount of dancing that you've done, or the,
right.
the the life you've lived, because all the material stays behind. So I really like taking that concept and creating tables with that message, layers and colors and textures and lighting and flowers. All of it has to be, it all encompasses my style. So I think that might
Well,
answer the question.
it does. It does at the first level, and we can go. even deeper with it, but you hit on a key point, which is something that I think is everything, which is lighting. And, a lot of people in the restaurant business are always like, it's lighting, lighting, lighting,
Yeah.
And the last thing you want is this like spotlight on your head, I mean, it's oh my God, it's so important. And then on the other end of the spectrum is like, a ton of candles can make anybody look, I think, pretty
Beautiful.
decent. Right.
Yeah.
And so I love that you touched on that, but it really got me to think, because in the beginning, you were talking about flowers and then you were talking about kind of ambiance, but it's true. I mean, you could have the most delicious tasting item, but if it's
Mhm.
served and you're kinda standing at a counter, and there's a place for that, but if you're
Yeah.
standing at a counter and, it's dirty and, it's
Mhm.
bad lighting and all this stuff, you might still be able to be like, "Yeah, this is delicious," but your whole experience changes
Completely.
when the environment is set,
Mhm.
and it doesn't have to be $1,000,000 setting. It
That's
can
true.
just be
Yeah.
comfortable and everything conducive to you, enjoying your meal.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that leads me to my next passion, which I've discovered, at the end of this last year,
Mhm.
pottery. So I
Oh my
am
god, that's crazy that you say that, because I just said to my daughter, I was like, "We should really take a pottery class." And she's like,
Yes!
"Since when do you wanna take a pottery class?" I'm like, "Now. I wanna take a pottery class now." Okay,
Right?
so tell us about it.
Yeah. So I there was something okay, I'm starting a supper club, and that was that ties into the pottery because I feel like, okay, I wanna be able to make my own plates. I wanna be able to make my own vessels, and,
Ooh,
even
I
if it's just
never
a
even made the
collection. Yeah,
connection.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
I mean, talk about,
wow.
like, earth, right? Talking and, like,
Yeah.
touching the earth and creating with the earth, and then bringing the elements of earth onto a plate and having it be a consumable piece of art. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I love that. And so when did you start? Wait, you said last year?
Yeah, last year. So I'm very new, and I've gotta give props to my dear friend Yolanda Gonzalez. She is a Chicana artist. She's really well known here in LA for her pottery and her painted vases and stuff, and she's just incredible. So she did this little, pinch pot class at her studio here in Alhambra,
Yeah.
and I was feeling really depressed, and I thought, I'm gonna go do this. And I swear it changed me because again, I'm not a master potter by any
Right.
means, but she teaches hands pinch pots. So we don't do the wheel, which is something that is so primal about touching a piece of, with your hands fully, just getting your fingers in there and then just getting the tools and smoothing things out.
So wait, what is pinch? I mean, because I am just thinking of it from like it was that movie Ghost, right? Where everybody's like
Okay, yeah, so
romantically
she
sitting at the
uses the
potter's wheel.
wheel.
So what's
Sh
okay?
Yeah, she uses the wheel. So pinch pots, we don't use wheels, we just use our hands. We literally
So
just
it's like kids, like man, man,
Yes!
man. Okay,
Yeah,
got
like
it.
Play-Doh,
Okay, now.
imagine playing with Play-Doh.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and then,
And so
like
but how do you start? Does she just literally give you the hunk of clay and say,
Yep,
"Make what you're gonna make," or you're
yes.
gonna make hot, or you're gonna like, is there a way? Do you start punching
Well
a hole in it? Like, is
yeah,
there
exactly, you take your thumbs, like, I mean, I've evolved to bigger pieces now, so she gives me slabs, and then you build upon the slabs, and then she's taught me how to do coils around and how to smooth it out. And but yeah, basically you just get a hunk of clay and you put your hands in there, you can sculpt from there, you can, it's all a matter of imagination and whatever you want to do. So
I need to go find me Yolanda. By the way, can we
yeah,
give her a shout out? Is she on Instagram or
she
somewhere?
is. Yeah.
What is she on
Her
Instagram?
her it's hold on. Her studio is called Ma Space, MA space, and her Instagram, hold on. I'm terrible with names and such, but I will.
That's okay. We
She's
just wanna make sure that in
That she
case
gets a shot.
anybody's
Yeah, she's
inspired.
incredible. So, yeah, and Yolanda Gonzalez is her Instagram name.
Okay. No
Yeah.
underscores or anything.
No,
Okay.
yeah,
I love it.
she's a
Okay,
Chicana
well, just
artist. She's quite incredible. She does
Text
incredible.
her and tell her I'm gonna give her a call. No, I'm
I
just
will.
kidding. You
Okay, I
wanna
will.
be like, "Hey, I had this really random podcast interview. Heads up if you hear from this wackadoodle who says I referred you, like, you're on your own."
Well, I had my birthday party there at her
Yeah,
studio. It was the first part was it were like 12 friends of mine, and we all did a
yeah.
little, pottery class, and then afterwards we had the rest of the party at my house. But
How
just
cool.
an idea in case anybody's looking for something different and interesting to do.
Oh,
It's a
I think
fun
that's
way.
I mentioned COVID a lot, but I really think the world changed so much since COVID, right? And I think before, it's like if you said, "Oh, let's slow down and do some pottery," people would be like
Mm,
they wouldn't even hear you, they'd be moving so fast, right?
yeah,
And then I think after COVID, it was like, "Oh, let's raise some chickens. Oh, let's cook, Bolognese for 9 hours. Oh," like all these things that nobody ever had a moment to spare.
that's right.
All of a sudden now it's like, "Oh, that's a great, like, restful, nice idea."
Oh my God, yes. Right on. I think that you're absolutely right. And all of that, I think, has tied me into I want to call it my new phase, because everything I'm doing now is much more intentional
Yeah,
and just doing a lot more self-care, more things that, like I said, that I will take with me as I age, as I enrich my life with people and experiences, rather than always being on the go. And really, my yoga practice has taught me to slow down. I do have a practice of meditation every morning, and I journal.
yeah.
I've been journaling since I was 10. So
Wow.
it's been incredibly helpful and healing during
Mhm.
COVID. Every day, actually, it's a way
Yeah.
that I process, and that's how I'm able to I actually channel a lot of ideas, with food. And
Really?
yeah, when I'm in meditation, or where, if I'm practicing yoga, and I'm very sensitive to scent, and suddenly something comes to my mind, and then that'll give me an idea of, oh, this sauce, or maybe that color should go with this color, and this is how we should layer these flavors, and on and on. So I use that a
Interesting.
lot.
Now, how often, how long do you meditate in the morning?
I wanna say, like, maybe 10 to 15 minutes.
That's
That's
okay,
yeah.
that's pretty good to be doing it every day, and then
Yeah.
you do you journal right after?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I journal at night, or right, like, when I'm so, again, like, ambiance, like, depends on the sunlight, depends. I'm kinda like a moon and sun chaser, so wherever I'm like, "Oh, look, there's a beautiful sunset," so I take my journal and I do my thing. And so I don't have a consistent practice with journaling. It's more like when my spirit calls to sit down and, like, put it on paper. And I can't type. I cannot be a person who can type. I have to write it down.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some other brain connection when you
Mhm.
write and kinda get it out of your system, and
Definitely.
what are you gonna do now going back to the pottery, which I'm fascinated by,
Yeah.
so how do you envision it? Are you gonna do I mean, I can't imagine you're about to tell me I mean, maybe you're gonna come up with a mass line of products to sell at, Bed Bath& and Beyond or whatever, but, I mean, are you gonna do stuff it's gonna be for the restaurant? Is it gonna be for catering? Is it just gonna be for your house? Is it gonna be for photo shoots? What's it
I think that it's gonna begin with our supper club, because it's gonna be small. So it's
Ah,
something
right,
that's attainable, and it's gonna be, it'll be very, very special. But I by no means am I at that level yet.
right.
So my next step is going to be to travel back home and learn from the people there, because there's a town in my country where the indigenous people still teach the indigenous ways. And my
Really?
grandmother used to take me to the side of the mountain, of a hill, and
Yeah?
teach me. She would she because I was a child, and I remember making little dishes and little clay. Like, I always wanted to cook since I mean, as far as I remember, as far as being 5. So I would make my little pots, and she would teach me how to burn them on the stove so that they could harden and I could use them.
Oh, right.
So the idea, I want to kind of circle back to what you were saying about journals or
Yeah.
journeys.
Yes.
That was a big takeaway from the last journey that I had, was coming back to earth, coming back to my roots. And that was that's the biggest takeaway, that I'm gonna
So have you done more than one journey?
yeah. I have.
Wow, okay, so now we're talking can we say what we're talking
Sure,
about?
plant
Oh,
medicine,
yeah.
absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the whole and was did you do ayahuasca or what
So,
was it then?
I've done psilocybin
Mhm.
and I've done anahuasca, which is the Mexican version of ayahuasca. Ayahuasca comes from Peru,
Oh,
and
got it,
anahuasca comes from Mexico.
got it.
So ayahuasca is known to be a female motherly energy, whereas
Oh,
ayahuasca was very much like an abuelo, like a grandfather,
yeah,
a male comfort, but stern and a guide.
interesting.
Yeah. Somehow I got introduced to this incredible group, and I work with a medicine woman. She is Native American, and she's gone to Peru and Mexico and has learned from the taitas and the people from those regions, and has brought back her own, she's connected it with her own ancestors. And so we kind of belong to this community that, we do plant medicine, and we commune, we help each other, and that's sort of my kind of grounding space.
So then is psilocybin, is that, like, gender neutral or, like, if one is male and one is female, where does psilocybin
So
fit into it?
psilocybin has been known to be kind of that whimsical, like fun, like Alice in Wonderland.
Mhm.
Um,
There you
but the
go,
reason I
okay.
call it a journey is because it really was intentional. It's not like we took magic mushrooms and went out. It was like there was an
Yeah.
intention behind it. There was a lot of preparation for it, like diet and lifestyle for a whole week to cleanse the body, to cleanse the mind. And then we did it. The first time I experienced it was with a group, 8 people, and we
Yeah.
did a sound bath with it and
Oh.
Reiki. So it was incredible because
So wait, so walk us through it because 'cause I'm
okay.
familiar with it. I've never done it, but but I know some people listening will barely know what we're talking about. So
Okay.
kind of walk us through, like, let's say let's start with the psilocybin one and why do they call it a journey? And when you're saying it's intentional and like sort of just like you're talking to a first grader.
Okay, yeah. So psilocybin is obviously magic mushrooms, and
Mhm.
we took a heroic dose, which is anywhere from 4.5 grams to 5 grams, all in
Okay.
one seating, and it lasts, I don't anywhere from 5 to 7 hours.
And so
And
what are the other doses? Like, because I don't know if a heroic dose from I mean, are they significantly less?
yes, so a lot of
Oh,
people do microdose these days, and
okay.
that's
And what's like a
nothing.
microdose?
Microdose would be, I don't know, like half a gram or like
Oh,
an
got it.
eighth or a fourth. It depends on the sensitivity of
Okay.
people.
Mhm.
But my first time doing it, as I said, I prepared
Mhm.
with the guide, and it was the diet. We had to do a whole week's worth of very low fat, no meats, no alcohol, no other recreational, drugs, like meaning whatever, nothing, no sugar, no caffeine, no stimulants, in other words. We stayed off.
And why? So you don't barf?
Well, part of it is so that you prepare your body, so
Yeah,
that because then it's most effective on an empty stomach or or a lighter, so that you
got
don't
it.
have a lot of toxins also.
Oh, right, right, right.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't
But
think of that.
also, you
Okay.
have to remember that toxins are not just physical, they're also mental. So, when you are in a state, where you're constantly tapping into social media, or you're listening to
Mm.
a lot of negativity, or you're constantly worried, or, that's the journey. The psilocybin is gonna amplify all of those feelings,
Oh, I never
right?
really okay, so it's amplifying whatever you're doing. So
Yeah.
if you're in like a cleaner, like more intense state of you don't want all just garbage around you.
Exactly, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So, and again, we can get even deeper. We can talk about energy. We can talk about how everything is energy in the
Mhm.
universe. And so when you do tap into those realms, which that was my experience, is the moment that it hit, it was like it was funny. It was the sensations of the body, the amplification of sound was incredibly intense. And so you have to be in a serene environment. So which is why a lot of teens or what people who do experiment, they're like, oh my god, I did mushrooms, I had a horrible trip. Well, it's because they went out there and did it who knows where, and it
I doubt they were cleansing, and they're probably listening
exactly.
to Dr. Dre or whatever.
Exactly, and
Yeah,
then
okay.
and then they're having a horrible trip, and then they're freaking out or whatever. So
Yeah,
that's
got
the
it.
whole point, is that, you wanna be in a state where you're meditative, you have a controlled environment so that you don't have weird sounds coming into your environment. Everything has to be really silent and intentional
Ah,
so that you
the
can, experience bliss. Really, it was bliss. I got to meet my spirit animals. I got
oh, who are your
to
weird animals?
well, I have 3. They follow me quite a bit, and if you pay attention, you really do, they show up. The hawk is one of them, the serpent, and the feline, because I kept getting like this like a panther energy cat kind of
Wow.
thing. I know what I'm saying probably sounds really off.
No, it doesn't to me. That's part of the frightening part. It doesn't at all.
You
But
get it.
yeah, I totally get it. And one of the things I'm thinking, like, who are my animal? I'm thinking one of them has to be this one freaking bird that keeps showing up by my window
Mm.
with this little orange head, and he's like brown with this. And this fricker is everywhere, and I think it's a
Uh-huh.
sparrow, some kind of sparrow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what, dude? What are you trying to tell me? But anyway, so maybe I'll
There you
Google
go.
that.
See, there's a message. Yeah, the universe is always speaking to us in all
I
kinds
mean,
of
that
ways.
bird is speaking day and night. That thing is, I'm telling you, every time I look out my window, I see it drinking the water from the air conditioning thing, I guess,
How
on the roof. It's
okay.
over there with the palm tree now. The palm tree's in bloom or whatever it's called. It's eating
Yeah.
that thing. I'm like, here we go. Okay. All right. So
Well,
keep,
okay, then you have to ask yourself, who is trying to communicate you? What spirit is, what questions are you asking? Is it somebody that passed and maybe wants to be a part of your life and wants to remind you that you're not alone? It's important to pay attention to nature.
oh, that bird will not leave me alone. So
Well,
whoever it is very much trying to get my attention. So
definitely.
that's okay. That's now when you okay. So let's say you talk about the panther. I mean, seeing a freaking sparrow is one thing. Seeing a panther. I mean, or do you have a panther on your wallpaper? Are you
No,
running
no,
into
no,
panthers in the
no.
jungle?
It
Where are you seeing these
The
panthers?
panther was in my journey. It showed up in my journey, in my state, in my mind, in my I don't know if you wanna call it like a different dimension, which I believe, you enter
Yeah,
a different dimension when you block out the logical brain, you
yeah,
go into that creative state, and I'm not a scientist, I'm not I can't explain it the way that a scientist would, but
right.
I would imagine that there's a scientific explanation for what happens to the brain function while you're on a heroic dose of psilocybin or magic
Well, and I
mushrooms.
would also hope that nobody is tuning into this thinking this is, Einstein.com here or anything. I mean, we're, they might have the wrong podcast. I mean, hopefully every day's a train wreck says it pretty clearly. But yeah, please don't try this at home. Or if you do,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
anyway, okay. So was it a black panther? Was it a like
Well,
spotted panther? What kind of panther did you
so it's
see?
kinda it's hard to describe because I wanna say that it's more about the energy that exists within me or that guides me, and it's like a hybrid, of an animal and a serpent and a mermaid, and God, it sounds
Oh, well,
really whimsical.
this is great. So the
Yeah.
panther was kind of swimming like a fish.
Well, it was more like it was floating in space,
Okay,
in the
there we
ether.
go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I know why we're friends. Okay, yeah. So there
Yeah,
we go. The floating panther
yes,
mermaid. Okay,
in the
got it.
ether, with lots of jewels and,
Oh,
it was almost like it was telling
okay,
me
that's
that
awesome. What? Who would want a panther without jewels? I think
right?
Cartier is the one that started are you sure you weren't journeying with Cartier? Okay, because they got a panther that made them about $1 billion. So,
I know, right?
okay, so the flat okay, and then the mermaid was Starbucks, another $1 billion business. So you really okay, you are definitely on the right track. I'd like to journey with you if you can maybe Izod will come back and I can journey with alligators. Okay. Keep buy low and sell high with that stock. Okay. So, all right. So then once you saw my so then what how do you so you experience that energy and then you
Yeah.
come out of it. And what do you do with that? Like
Well, so I journaled.
mhm.
I journaled about it, and it was it kind of opened up my world to stop judging and to become flexible, meaning that
Hmm.
it's the world is not everything that you see. There's much more, there's beyond, there are so many layers beyond what we see with our eyes. To pay more attention is basically what my message was. There was many messages, but
Yeah.
all the subliminal things that come out of, I don't know, a meaningful conversation or a meditation is something that you can't.
Mhm.
Whoa, speaking of birds, see,
I was gonna say,
they're flying
what in the
around.
world? I'm telling you, that freaking thing is trying to get my attention like you ain't never. So you guys have to watch this then on YouTube because but for like it's okay, Aricia and I've got the jungle wallpaper behind me and this bright green wall. Aricia, okay, nobody on the planet have ever seen this green paint, let alone Aricia's got exactly the same wall. She's got the Panthers and everybody behind her, all the masks. Then she's got the like indigenous black hula skirt. The
Yeah.
panther maybe is coming out of, I don't know, there's a branch I think I see up there. So you got to
Yeah,
check that.
actually, yeah, let's see.
And
Yeah.
now we got a
Yeah.
freaking, now we got us a bird.
Yeah, there's actually there are these 2 doves that follow me around, so I don't know what spirits they are, but I do need to talk to them because they're around a lot, and they
Okay,
just
then
came in
I've
here right
also
now.
got the okay, I've also got it's funny you say that because 'cause I've also got the dove. I was thinking, well, I don't want 2 out of my 3 spirit things to be birds, like a dumb I mean, I don't wanna say a dumb dove, but a dove I mean, that's kind of uneventful. But I don't wanna, like, you I don't wanna use one of my chits on a boring ass dove. I mean, that's kinda like in fact, what is the difference between a pigeon and a is a pigeon isn't a dove.
It might even be a pigeon, I don't know, but they're
It's
always
like
together.
flying rats. They're though well, okay. So your people are in love. That's good. Well, you're still with Hugo. You managed, which is a lot more than I can say. Okay. So, all right. So you journal and now birds are showing up for you and for me. And what like did something come out of this journey that so? But I don't even think of you as judgmental in the first place. So
Well, I think that the takeaway for me was to have more affirmations and just to have more of a clear path in my life. This lifetime, and especially right now, there's so much
oh God, yeah.
intensity, there's so much
Oh
change, and
Lord.
so I really did it to just get to know myself deeper, and
Mhm.
to, I
So
mean,
you could be
what.
kind of your own bunker in the storm. You could be your own
Yes.
storm shelter.
Also, because I feel like, if I were to go to therapy, my God, I don't think that I would need
You'd
like a
go
million.
broke, or I would,
Exactly.
right? Because
That
you
was
there's
my point.
not enough talking
Ex
time, not enough you pay by the
exactly.
minute, right? You're just gonna
Exactly.
keep going.
So I felt like,
Yeah,
the most direct way to talk to God, if you wanna call it that,
yeah,
I see it that way. The
yeah.
creator has, given us all of these incredible tools, and they all come from nature, and if we the most direct way is to, I see it as a form of prayer in a sense,
Got it.
just
Got
to
it.
commune with my own psyche, with my own spirit, and to bring the messages forward. When you slow down, when you quiet your mind, you start to pay attention to the subtleties, like the birds talking, or you know you start to see the world differently. You start to remove the filters and the veils
Yeah,
that
interesting.
exist between, the logical brain and the everyday life, and you start to really realize how incredibly magical the world is when you see it through the eyes of a journey afterwards. Like the
Mhm.
acclimation, it takes a little bit, but
Yeah,
little by little the subtleties come through, the messages come through of, what did that mean, why that, when I'm in the middle of a storm, and I don't mean a physical storm, or
yeah,
a mental, or an emotional storm. I remind myself, wait, what's really the core here? What's going on? And what's the message that, what are my spirits telling me? Because
right.
our spirit guides are always talking to us.
Right. It's just
So,
if you hear, it's like sometimes I've got some of that Yolanda's clay in my ears and I
yeah.
can't I need to do a little pinchy pot out of that
Aha.
to clear up my ears so I actually hear what the birds and everybody are telling me.
Yeah.
Now, did you barf? That's my big thing. I freaking barfed so much
Actually,
when I was pregnant
no.
with
No,
my
I
kids.
didn't.
Okay, thank God,
No,
because if
I
you tell
didn't.
me
Not with psilocybin. You know, you again, you that's why you fast, and also you
yeah,
take a lot of ginger and like tea, mint and stuff like that. But really, it becomes, you know, it's a little discomfort in the beginning, but afterwards, it's you're when you're that much into it, you
yeah.
forget. You don't feel your body really.
Does it feel like the 5 or 7 hours or no?
Oh yeah. I mean, you
Oh!
actually it doesn't actually no, no, no. It felt like I just wanted to stay in that world, you know? Did you ever
Interesting.
watch the movie Avatar? I remember watching it with 3D glasses when it first came out in the theaters,
Yes, I
and
did
I
not do
remember
it with 3D glasses, but now that you're saying that, but
that
okay, keep going.
feeling, you know, and there was a thing where people were getting depressed after that movie was over because they
Oh,
came out to the kind of the black and white humdrum life
right.
versus seeing everything, the vibrant colors and the sounds and the connection with nature. That's how it felt. So when I came out of the journey, I was like, "Whoa, wait, wait, wait! I want to go back.
Right.
I want
Back
to
with
stay there." Yeah,
yeah.
that was my first time experiencing something like that.
And then how did you end up with your Huasca? Was it the,
The
Anahuasca?
ayahuasca, so
Yeah.
that was because I felt ready. I
Yeah.
knew that it was going to be a different energy, a different intensity or
Yeah.
message rather. So I wanted to put myself through that.
So that's more intense?
Well, I don't want to say it's more intense. It was just different. So it was also very beautiful because it's psychoactive. And I that one
What's the other one? Isn't the other one
the other one is
psychoactive?
psychoactive as well. Ayahuasca, both are. But this energy was a lot more, so for me, I didn't have a psychoactive reaction. So my healing happened where I fell asleep and I didn't see any vision. I didn't have any visions. However, the dreams that I had for 2 weeks straight afterwards were
Yeah.
extremely vivid. Extremely vivid. I brought back into the waking time so many messages where I
Really?
literally went through an entire book like of my journal
Wow.
afterwards because I could not stop writing the amount of things that were coming forth.
Huh.
So that was my experience, but I did that one did make me throw up. That
Ugh,
one
okay,
did.
thank you. And then okay, and then wait, tell me, did you already say why you did Anahuasca versus ayahuasca?
Right. So, it was what our medicine people were offering,
Oh, got it.
it's
Okay.
because they had just come back from Mexico and they made it themselves. They made the brew
Oh,
themselves.
oh, got it.
Yeah, yeah. And I
So
know
what
that
do you what?
mhm. Well, I just feel like I wanna, you know, people have it's kind of become a mainstream thing,
Mhm.
and I just wanna reiterate that you know, you have to be so, so, so respectful to this. You know, it's
Mhm.
not recreational. It's not like alcohol or like, oh, let's go smoke a little, you know, cannabis.
Right.
It's like it's a very powerful psychoactive medicine, and it really is medicine
Yeah.
because there are lots of people who have healed, you know, addictions or have healed just emotional states that they have never been able to through simple talk therapy.
Because 'Cause I've heard that before that people heal addictions or heal depression that they haven't been able to
Yeah.
get rid of for their whole lives.
Well, I can tell you what I feel, what I experienced, and I felt like I got to know the deeper part of me. I got to connect with that part of myself that has been kind of dormant or has been pushed to the to the bottom, hasn't let, you know, it brought me out of survival
Hmm.
through my entire life. You know, I felt like I was on survival mode, and suddenly I got to really know a deeper part of who I am. And I feel that, you know, that's why people do talk therapy. But in this case, when you go into a journey this powerful and this
Yeah.
beautiful, you're able to really, really connect to the essence of life and
Hmm.
that's in the spirit, your spirit, or even, you know, the spirit world, which is so healing because,
Yeah.
you know, our the things that surround us, they have much more knowledge than we do. We are stuck in our brain, we're stuck in our
Hmm.
mind, our logical mind and our chatter
Right.
mind, and we're not we can drown in that, if we don't know how to control it. So I feel like it's a way of, it's an outlet, or or rather it's a conduit
Right.
to knowing ourselves.
And so, which was your favorite, the psilocybin or your ayahuasca?
Oh my gosh. Wow, no, I can't say that I have a favorite, because I feel like they were both had a purpose. They both served their purpose. I do admit that the psilocybin has always been more wholeheartedly more fun. Like, I don't know, there's something about it that makes me just want to dance, that makes me like want to have a party. I can't say it's my favorite, because both
Okay, I
have
get
been,
it.
all three have been incredible, but that in it, the energy that magic mushrooms brings is like
Mhm.
fun and light, and like, let's have, it's like a reminder, like, don't be so serious, life is fun, like,
Mhm.
stop being so worried about things and so logical, and like, be creative, and let's see the colors, and yeah.
I I get it. I love it.
Yeah.
So, would you let your daughter do it?
Oh, absolutely,
Well,
yeah.
not even, I shouldn't say let. I mean, because at this point, she can
Yeah,
do what
she's an
she
adult,
wants
but
pretty much.
she's actually been scared of it. She was like, "Mom, I don't know, I don't know, I'm not ready for it," because you really have to have the mental
Yeah.
state to be ready. If you're not mentally stable, I would not suggest you do it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's never gonna be in my future. At this rate, if that's the criterion, there's no hope. Could you imagine? I'll come out like I'm gonna do the podcast wearing a tail and
Yeah.
and feathers and wings.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hey, we just entered Uranus. Just entered Gemini. And
Right?
Gemini is a trickster,
Oh, you're
And
right.
Uranus is the disruptor. So you never know. The more
Right.
different you are, the more authentic that you are, which, believe me, you are very
Right.
authentic,
Well,
you
unfortunately
know?
for a lot of people, I mean, very authentic.
I
I
think
can
I mean, what a gift that you brought to the world. I mean,
well,
honestly.
thank you. You happen to be on the right side of it. I think there are others who perhaps don't think it's such a gift, but that's a story for another day. What would you say you've taken from any of your journeys and put it into your food? Or would you say that it, not meaning like physically like magic
Right,
mushrooms are in your food, but
right.
meaning is there something or is it just kind of a general piece that you're creatively more open?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I am just creatively more open. I'm just more flexible, less of fixing things, just letting things
Yeah, yeah.
flow, and allowing things to become more vibrant and start. I think that mainly I stopped second guessing myself when I put something
Oh,
in a
that's a good
place,
one.
right? Like, I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, it's perfect the way it is. Let it
Yeah.
go, and then move
Yes.
on. Stop being
Yeah.
so, self-critical, and stopped fixating on the perfection of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's definitely a big takeaway from these journeys for me.
This has been amazing. Is there anything else that you want to share before we tell everybody how they can find you and connect?
I just want to remind people that we need to have more fun in life,
Yes, for
and
sure.
things, especially food, which is my love language,
Yeah.
should be about fun. And I think people are so caught up in this idea that, oh, you've got to go to that one restaurant and that one chef, and you've got to sit at this one table. And it's like, we need to stop putting so much pressure
Yeah.
on those experiences and letting things become more organic.
Right.
Enjoying nature, slowing down, creating experiences with food, with, ambiance, whatever it is that makes you,
Mhm.
whatever it is that calls for you.
Mhm.
Maybe take a picnic blanket and do it at the park, do it at the beach, go under a tree,
Right.
touch it. I think that that's my main takeaway, that what I'd like to communicate with people about is that we need to stop being so serious, and we need to stop,
I
we need to,
amen to that.
yeah,
Amen. I'll tip
yeah.
you after the podcast. Thank you for saying that. Well, how can people get in touch? How would you like them to find you? Do you want
Yeah,
to
so
find on
Instagram is probably my biggest or the easiest for me. I'm the most active on Instagram. A DM is fine, and that's like they have a direct contact with. I check the messages all the time if there's a need for my
And what's your tell
services. Or
everybody what your Instagram is.
so it's alchemy underscore kitchen underscore, and
Got
then
it.
they can they'll see my work and they can talk to me. And if anybody needs anything, meaning not necessarily to hire me, but if they have questions about ingredients or how to do things, I love to teach and I love to share the information, and that's just my nature.
Yep, I love it. Well, Aricia, alchemy underscore kitchen underscore on
Yeah.
Instagram. Thank you, thank you, thank you for spending some time with us. I know our listeners are going to absolutely love this. Big hello to Ugo,
Of course.
please. And I hope you will come back again
Oh my
because
God,
this
Marley,
was
what a
just great
pleasure.
fun.
Thank you. I am so honored that you asked me to come on here.
Oh my
I've
gosh, I
always
had to
admired you
say
so
dime.
much.
Oh,
You're
you're
such an
sweet.
incredible, authentic person, so vibrant, so such an incredible imagination. Please keep doing your work.
Oh,
The
thank you.
world
Well,
needs more of you.
oh, thank you. You're the best. Well, yeah, you text Yolanda, let her know I'm coming for her. I'm
We'd
gonna
love
go
to
dip
have you.
my pinching pots and
Yay!
yay. All right, everybody. Well, again, thank you so much for listening to Every Day's a Train Wreck. This is Marley Major. You can find me on Instagram at the Party Goddess. Feel free to shoot DMs. Find us all kinds of other places, but please remember to subscribe to the podcast. Rate 5 stars if you are so inclined. If you're not, you can just stop now. But we really appreciate your time. And Alicia, I can't thank you enough for being on here. So until next week, we will see you at the next train wreck. Just saying. Okay. Bye for now.